Yeah, what up, TikTok? This is for all the men in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s that are ashamed as a man to say that y'all like young women, and y'all shouldn't be ashamed as a man for something like that. You being a man liking younger woman. I'ma say it for y'all. I'm 53 years old and I like young women. Alright? I like 19-year-old women, alright? For all you dudes that are ashamed, right? You're not supposed to be ashamed of something like that. You're a man, bro. Don't let these women, man, these older women, shame you into thinking, you understand, to be ashamed of liking younger women. Do you see these younger women when they get in the middle of the street with thongs on, twerking all over the place? They're not ashamed. They should be. They should be ashamed, but they're not ashamed. You women come out here half naked. They're not ashamed, right? They should be, but they're not, okay? And you as a man, right? You should not be ashamed for liking a young woman. I don't care how old you is, bro. You should be ashamed on yourself. So that's what Monique was trying to tell Shannon Sharp. She's trying to convince him to get with an older woman. And he don't want to get with an older woman. He want to get with a younger woman. And he told y'all older men that the older woman be trying to shame older men into getting the shame older men so that they could get older women. He told you guys that. All right? So now you got old men getting online, scared to death, shook. They like young women, but they ain't gonna tell nobody they like young women. These dudes done dyed their beds black so they could look young, right? So they could get young women, right? So yo, I was just on this dude comment page, something about, you know what I'm saying, not giving these women no attention. You understand, when they be walking around here, you understand, showing their bodies half naked? That's perverted activity. That's the definition of a pervert. For you older men, these women calling you dudes perverts, they perverts, okay? A pervert is someone that exposes their private body parts. That's what these women is doing on a regular basis. In the schools, everywhere, showing their breasts. That's the first thing women gonna do, show you her crevice. She's gonna show you her butt, shake her tail. That's a pervert, okay? So these women calling older men perverts, right, for like a 19-year-old woman when they're perverts. They're in no position to be given any morals, man, okay? Any morals. She's not a virgin. It's a harlot. You want to know what a harlot is? A harlot is a prostitute. You don't have to be walking the street to be a harlot. You're receiving gifts from man, you're a harlot, okay? You selling your soul. You're selling your body. You can't get back. You can't get that back. You sold it already. You want a refund after you done sold your body? A man gave you money. You didn't lay down. Let him do whatever you want to do to you, right? And he gave you a gift or whatever money. Do you want to get online and stuff talking about morality? Yeah. I'm a Sagittarius, man. Sigma Sagittarius. Sigma star is located in the constellation of Sagittarius, Lucan, okay? The prince of the earth, the place of the mighty ones, all right? Okay, so yeah. Now, these older women, right? These older women in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, right? They putting on girdles, these tight bras, right? Trying to pull all their stuff in because they want to look 19 years old. These older women, they want to look 19 years old, right? But you as a man, you're not supposed to like the look of a 19-year-old woman. When these older women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, they envious of the 19-year-old woman. They want that look. Come on, man. As a man, be ashamed of yourself, man. You understand? Getting online, talking about it's inappropriate to like 19-year-old woman, man. These women running around here half naked, right? With this harlotry. seducing men for money. Sexual predators. That's what a harlot is. Mystery Babylon the Great, mother of harlots and abominations of the planet Earth. A harlot is a sexual predator, a sex offender. Okay? Yo, they got this woman online, right? This white woman, I respect her totally, man. And she's a Christian too. She believes in Jesus Christ. She's going in on these women, man. I forgot her name. I've been liking a lot of her videos, man. All right? She been going on these women, man. These women need to be put in place. And these men, they got their tail between their legs, right? Because these older women, they already know you men in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100s, you're all like young women. They already know that. So that's why they keep clowning you dudes, bro. Just come out and tell them. Make a video. Yo, I'm 54 years old. I like 19-year-old women. Tell them. You don't want the older woman. I'm 53. Okay? I want young women. Okay? So, this dude did a challenge. I'm doing my challenge. This is my challenge, right? And yo, these young boys, I understand y'all out of this situation here, man. You young boys, they trying, these women, right? These older menopause women, they trying to use the young boys, trying to sick the young boys on the older men, calling us unks. You understand? And trying to get the young boys to say, yo, the unks is taking the young females, so now the young boys want to fight with the older men. So the woman is trying to cause a war between the young men and the older men. And the young men is loose cannons. Because I was a young man once. They use cannons. So I'm talking to the older men right now. I'm not even talking to the young men. I'm not even talking to them. All right? Now, the other thing is, with this frontal lobe thing, right? They talking about a woman's frontal lobe is not developed at 19. All right. This is what these mad scientists is telling these women and these men, and they believe in that. Joan of Arc was 17, man. Joan of Arc was 17, man. She's in the military, man, leading the army, bro. Okay, 17. She didn't have no front lobe, right? A woman 19, she could have had at least 3 kids already. Without her frontal lobe developed, already she had 3 kids, then she don't need it. So all this frontal lobe stuff these mad scientists is telling you, that's incorrect. Okay? She don't have a frontal lobe, right, at 19, but she secreted millions of dollars out of a 53-year-old man without a frontal lobe. So I guess when she get a frontal lobe, right, she's gonna be totally dangerous. Right? So that's another tactic they use about this frontal lobe, these mad scientists, right? Telling these people, man, that she's a baby, she's a child, right? She's 19. But meanwhile, if a 14-year-old, right, if she committed murder, right, she's going to be charged as an adult. She's going to be charged as an adult, right? They like to use this term, right, that these young women, right, statutory rape, right, that these younger women, that they're not mentally developed enough to make the decision, you understand, of what is right and wrong. She's a child. But now, this same young woman, if she kills somebody, they're going to charge her as an adult. They're going to say that she's mentally capable of knowing right from wrong. They charge 13-year-old women as adults, 14 women as adults, 15, 16, 17. They charge them all as an adult. It's not only when they start messing around with an older man, now they're a child now. Now she's a baby, right? Now she's a little girl. Nah, it don't work like that, bro. Right? Y'all charging 12, 13, 14-year-old females as an adult in the court of law. Right? And the court of law. Giving them adult sentences, right? Because they be killing and all that. They don't supposed to have a frontal lobe. So you sentencing a 12, 13, 14-year-old as an adult, and according to these mad scientists, they don't have a frontal lobe. All right. Now another thing, I love women, bro. My mother, yo, listen, bro. Now, this is not about hating women. This is about putting women in there, putting their line. Women always talking about older men wanting younger women because they want to control them. That's his job to control a younger woman. These older women, they don't want to be controlled. That's why the older men don't want them.